updated 2025 everyday jewelry tour. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification. I do post videos twice a week. Okay, so I feel like I wanted to do an updated 2025 jewelry tour because I feel like I've gotten a couple new pieces in the last few months. And so I wanted to walk through the everyday stack along with kind of pros, cons, reviews, everything like that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so starting from the top down, my everyday earrings are still the Majuri chunky hoop, bold hoop earrings. I've had these for years and they look absolutely disgusting. It's one of those things that I leave in my ear and I almost like forget and don't think about it anymore, but I love them so much, like to the point where I gifted them to all my bridesmaids. These are in, I believe, 14 karat solid gold. They are on the lighter side because they are hollow on the inside. The con for that is that because they're hollow on the inside, it collects all of the gross stuff like skin and earwax, and I don't even know. I don't want to know what's in there. It is foul. It is disgusting, but it collects in the crevice of that, and I'll see if I can get a picture of it because of how it's like hollow on the inside. However, I will say I have noticed these ones are a lot more comfortable for every day because it's a closed hoop compared to others that are a little bit more of like an open hoop, so your hair does get caught a little bit more if it is an open hoop. So it's kind of a give and take. I think if I don't take it off, I don't actually realize how disgusting it is on the inside, and they are very, very comfortable to wear. I feel like it just looks very like easy put together. I did also have diamond studs that I used to wear kind of more interchangeably, but I didn't like that those ones are a screw back, and usually I have nails. This is the first time in probably a year, 2 years that I haven't had like Gel X nails on, and I'm trying to have my nails recover. So it's obviously a little bit easier right now in my current state to like twist them on and off, but usually with my nails, I just can't take it on and off very easily, and then it starts to get like infected and it just is like a whole thing. So the hoops stay in my ear, love them. If I want something a little bit of a bolder look, I usually wear my Park Gems double hoop earrings. So they give the illusion of having double piercings without actually having to have double piercings, because to be honest, I don't know that I could go through that again. So I'll usually wear those kind of interchangeably as well. But because they're not like a closed hoop, my hair does get stuck in it. Okay, moving down to necklaces, I do have a new piece. So I think the last time I did the everyday jewelry tour, I already had my tennis necklace. So my tennis necklace is from Rowan. I believe it's around 6 carats. I did do the lab diamond version, and it is, I love it. I think it's perfect for every day. I did get my wrist slapped by Shay, who is the co-founder of Rowan, because she was like, homegirl, stop wearing it every day. You should be taking it off. Like, you shouldn't be sleeping in it. You shouldn't be working out in it. And I'm trying to make a better habit of doing so, but I just like love the way it looks, and I feel like it's just so comfortable to wear for every day that I don't think about taking it off, but I'm trying to take it off more, and I absolutely love, love, love this piece. And I think it's a really good base piece because I could take another necklace and stack it with it. So right now for my birthday, I ended up getting this pear diamond pendant. This one was actually a really fun piece because originally I was just gonna do this for funsies, and then my husband was like, oh, well, I don't know what to get you for your birthday. And I'm like, okay, perfect. This is now your project. So I came across a couple TikToks and I went down this whole rabbit hole about this, where you can find diamonds on auction sites like Everything But the House. So I was like, okay, well, let's just try it out, you know, like let's just do something for funsies. So I ended up doing this pear east-west necklace. I think it is just under 2 carats. It doesn't have the perfect clarity. It does have perfect color though. I think it's like D color. But like in terms of like when I was looking at the diamonds and the auction houses and everything, I wasn't looking for perfect diamond. Like this is on my neck. I can't see it every single day. So as long as it looks nice, and it's really just for funsies. And I love this necklace. I get so many compliments on this necklace. It's kind of just like floating there, you know? I will say though, I don't know what it is, but I have noticed that this gets so dirty so quickly. Granted, I was wearing this for about a month, didn't take it off, working out, going in the sauna, going in the hot tub, going in the pool. So like, yes, I get that. But I think also I started noticing, like, even if I am taking it off, now that I don't have my nails on, I can actually take on and off my jewelry. But I noticed noticed that it really gets dirty very quickly. And so I have tried to clean it a little bit more. I'm trying to take it off more, but I feel like it just gets really dirty and it kind of dulls the diamond. And I think maybe it's because of the way it's set on the back where it's just kind of open. And so I feel like because of that, a lot of the dirt gets trapped in there. I'm really not sure, but homegirl gets dirty very easily and kind of loses its shine. Before I got this necklace, I was pretty much wearing the tennis necklace with my knot pendant necklace pretty much exclusively. I did change it up a little bit here and there, but the knot necklace was kind of my tried and true. Love, love, love her. I did get the ones with diamonds on it, so it has a little bit of pave just for a little bit of extra contrast. I love the knot collection line. Honestly, I'm a big Tiffany girl, so we love it. Now moving over to our wrists. I have two bracelets that I've pretty much always worn for years, and then I have a new-ish edition. So on my left wrist, I have my Sweet Alhambra. This is in the rose gold. This doesn't have any stone, so it's literally just the metal. I got this probably 2021, I'll say. I've had this for a really long time at this point. And I do have it on the shortest setting. It looks tight on my wrist, but I feel like if it's not on the shortest setting, the pendant will just constantly drop underneath the wrist like this. And then you don't actually get to see the pendant. So that's kind of the only thing. I have been thinking about upgrading my Sweet Alhambra and getting the 5 motif. I just haven't found one that I'm like obsessed with yet. I think realistically I'd probably go with onyx because onyx is a little bit more durable than mother of pearl, because when I think about my left wrist, I literally have not taken this off in years. I think I could see myself getting a new Van Cleef at some point. I just don't know which one I want, which one speaks to me, and I also have to consider the fact that I really don't take off my jewelry, so I can't do stones like mother of pearl because it's not coming off. I also stack it with my tennis bracelets. I got this from Yadav again a couple years ago, probably like maybe like 3 or 4 months after we got engaged, so max 6 months after we got engaged, and so probably what, early 2023, and I love this bracelet. I think this is the perfect size. It like stacks well, but you could also just wear it by itself, and it's not too loud, it's not heavy. I think this is the absolute perfect size. I did shorten it just a little bit because originally it was like maybe half an inch longer than this, but if I'm like working out and stuff and you're in like plank position, I don't want it to like droop all the way to the floor or be able to slip off. So this is the perfect stack for me. I could see myself adding one more bracelet to this stack, but honestly, I'm kind of okay with it, which is why I wear my new-ish Atlas Bangle on my right hand. I've always wanted a bangle to stack with this, but I think because when I wear it, I feel like it stacks really well, but realistically, things just get very jumbled towards the end of the day, and it just like doesn't, I feel like it doesn't show off each piece very nicely. It just looks like you have a bunch of bracelets on your wrist, which is why I tend to wear this one on my right hand. However, as much as these bracelets are like an everyday bracelet, this is not. It is heavy, which like, I mean, for the price that you're paying at Tiffany, like, yes, she should be heavy, you know? But also, I feel like because I'm constantly on my computer, I'm constantly, you know, clickety-clackety away, like, it just gets scratched so easily. And I think that that's a common issue with a lot of bangles, but also a lot of people have said this about the Cartier Love bracelet, like, it just gets scratched very easily. And so I want to be very cognizant of this. I feel like there's already a couple like minor scratches on this, but I try not to wear it while I'm like using the computer. I really only wear it like when I'm out, just so it can avoid as best as possible getting scratched. And it also is just like generally a pretty heavy bracelet. I also have new rings. So the newest one is my Half Eternity wedding band. Oh my god, ignore my nails, they look disgusting, but they are so damaged. My newest is my Half Eternity wedding band. I got this as a 1-year wedding anniversary gift. It has 7 stones on it. I think it's about 0.25 carat per stone or 0.15 carat per stone. I don't know exactly, but I worked with Via Ross to do this, and we did so many measurements to do this ring because I really didn't want a ring where it would rub between my fingers, especially because the stones are on the larger side. I was worried it was going to, like, I wanted my fingers to close fully. I've tried on a lot of Half Eternity or even full eternity bands where there's kind of a gap between your fingers because because you literally cannot close your fingers. So that was a really big specification for me. But on the flip side, I wanted to have the full eternity look and effect because my wedding band that my friend at Rowan did, which I feel like a tad too short. And I asked her about this, if we could just add one more stone after the fact, and she said no. But I will say the fact that she not only did one, but 2 wedding bands within 2.5 weeks and then brought them all the way to Italy for me. Well, she had her best friend's wedding that I was also attending, but that's besides the point. I feel like that is top tier customer service. It's like, does not get any better than that, because I feel like any other jeweler would have just been like, sorry girl, can't get you wedding bands, sucks to suck. You know what I mean? And so she really tried her hardest for this. So for my original wedding band, I wanted East-West emeralds. I went back and forth on this because I don't love that you can kind of see where it ends, because it is a 5 stone, and I feel like had she added one more stone, it would have given the full half eternity look. But on the other side, it is so comfortable. That was my biggest con about my original engagement ring, is the pave set band just like wasn't very comfortable. Like I wanted to rub my fingers against each other and it just wasn't very comfortable. So having this kind of cut off where my fingers are was me being very nitpicky about it, but also I think in the grand scheme of things made it very, very comfortable. And so I knew going into this, doing my half eternity ring, I wanted it to look like it was full eternity, but I also didn't want it to rub with my fingers. And then I also noticed that when I stack my wedding band with my ring, I feel like it makes my ring look bigger. And I've had other people like comment this too. I don't know what it is. I don't know what illusion is in the wedding band that makes the ring look bigger, but I feel like it does. And I've also heard other people say that it does. And so my first engagement ring is a round solitaire with pave diamonds. I also have pave on the prongs and the baskets. And then I also did white gold prongs for the ring, because sometimes if you do a yellow gold setting, it reflects onto the diamond, and I got a colorless diamond, so I didn't want to have the gold reflect onto the diamond. And then my fun ring that I kind of wear interchangeably, which is a lot more comfortable because it is just a plain solitaire, is my emerald ring. So I know it sounds really extra to have multiple rings, but the emerald ring is also done by Rowan. Super, super comfortable. It is a plain band. I believe it's like 1.8 millimeters or something, so thick enough but still relatively dainty. White gold prongs. Like, how stunning is this? So this is kind of my fun ring. I don't wear her out as often, especially if I know it's just not the most practical and it's kind of heavy. But Shay did this one and it is absolutely stunning. This is a 4.5 lab grown diamonds, really big, bigger than I expected. But she was like, hey, this came in, do you want it? And I was like, yes. Of course I do. So this was the way that we went. And I went with the emerald because I always envisioned having a round engagement ring. Literally my Pinterest board, round was saved for years, probably before like knowing my now husband. But as we were ring shopping, I tried on an emerald, I tried on radiant, I tried on all the shapes because I didn't lock myself down to just round. And I actually found myself really gravitating towards an emerald shape as well. We did end up getting this one. This is kind of just a fun ring. So that is my everyday jewelry stack, everyday jewelry tour. Let me know if you guys also want to see a jewelry wish list video as well. I feel like I've very much been in like a jewelry era in the last, honestly, 2 years. Like there really hasn't been any bags that have been like speaking to me recently. So let me know if you guys want to see that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will leave another video for you guys here and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!